Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Object 261. It's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the east spawn of Safe Haven, and it's under the command of Beerwalla. And it's the first of a two-part replay, or two replay video. Get it right. Game on. Well, it's the 18cm main howitzer, capable of 800 alpha, 45mm pen, and 9.5 meters burst radius. It's basically the Arty that was going to be built from the IS-7 hull if they had gone ahead and built them. In fact, recently a lot of players are quite excited because another assault gun, or rather a self-propelled gun, is actually being built along the lines of the design of the Object 261 version 4. Now, why is he climbing that rock? Well, mainly because he got spotted by the enemy and he needs to get away from the enemy Arty shells. There's a batch at 155.58 and an Object 261 on the enemy team, and for some reason he got spotted just as he climbed up the hill. And yep, okay, it's a reasonably good firing position here. He can actually move away to get to the enemy, get to cover. First shot lands right on top of a Foch 155. He picked up 292 of actual damage, 430 of stun assist after that shot. So that was a very good shot, worthwhile start. And he's getting more stun assist off the 155, which goes to show how important it is to hit enemy tanks and keep them stunned. Now, the good thing about the 261 is it does have a fairly long stun time, 11.6 seconds to 29 seconds, and that's all dependent on RNG as to how much you actually get. Well, Beerwalla is firing and scooting straight away to avoid counter battery. As you saw there, he didn't actually see what happened to the shell, but he's just spotted somebody he does want to hit, and that's that Gorilla 15 who's located just behind the bush. Now, I'd mark the ground at this point to say that's where I think the enemy is. I definitely fire in the moment I'm loaded, even though the Object 261 doesn't have many shells. Oh, he got a direct hit! Oh yes, that's information he couldn't have got if he shoot and scooted, but he definitely hit that Gorilla 15, and he was hiding behind the bush, and he might have got a penetrating shot. And the reason I say that is the Gorilla is basically a huge main gun located, in fact I think it's a pack gun actually, located on top of the Panther hull. So it's a very easy target because there's no armor other than the gun shield. And there he is. He's actually been spotted and he's missing most of his health. In fact, he's only got a tiny amount left. Rounds out and he gets the splash kill. Very well played there by Beerwalla. Now, not so good when he comes to knocking that tree down, because that might actually tell the enemy where he is, or where he was rather. Okay, this is a good position right up the hill. He's got 5 guys in front of him to attack the enemy if they ever come for him. And he's just spotted a Progetto 65 hiding on that corner, but does he want to go for it? No, because he's found a better one. No, he's actually going back to the Progetto 65. An enemy tank is just slightly off. A batch at 25 ton, but we can't get a shot on him at the moment. Now the Progetto is backing up, so he is now an easy shot. Okay, now splash kill. Go for it. It lands only a short distance away, but he does get some stun. Now he's having a quick look. That batch hat's still there. He's not going to move away, but the Progetto's decided he can't stay on that corner. He's trying to see where the Progetto's going. Unfortunately, it's not making it easier for us to see what's going on because he's changing his view so often that it's going in, out all the time, and I'm trying to keep up with him. Okay, Cranvarn over on the other side of the map, trying to attack our IS-7, who's managed to get very deep into enemy territory. Lining up a shot, rounds out, long shot. Lands right next door to the Cranvarn, but it stunned him, and the IS-7's taking the opportunity to go down there. Now, he didn't kill him, but he certainly made a one shot, and he's a ram kill, actually. In the end, the IS-7 comes out on top. Okay, that bat chat's there. He's right down at the other end of the map, on the west side of the map. Now he's near that IS-7, but I think he was just looking to see where the IS-7 might be. And you can see Beerwalla is frantically changing his view from overhead to battle assistant to back to overhead, and that's why it's making it very difficult for us to keep up with him. We'll do our best if we can. There you go. He keeps changing his view like that. It's very difficult to keep up. Okay, there's the bat chat. He's going around the building. Ramps out. This could help. It lands next to the bat chat, stuns him, and the IS-7's going for the ram. Oh, big ram. Huge ram. Although the IS-7 does take damage and die, but the bat chat is almost a one-shot now. There's only 5 tanks left on either side. Now, there is an AMX-13105 fairly close to us at the moment, but there's a lot of enemy tanks who are very badly wounded and could be finished off with just one shot in the right place. Rounds out. Oh, he fired and looked away, but he did get the kill. Again, he did the same thing I normally say to players. If you do that, we can't do your videos because you're not giving us anything to work with, unless it is. We can't work with this anyway because it's all over the place. There's nothing to look at. He's frantically searching for new targets, but he's not showing us what he's actually looking at. Keeps changing his view. Okay, 4 left on either team. AMX-13105 is coming down. Can he get a shot? No, not at the moment. He's got a red line. And if he does fire, he'll give away his position. The 13105 just killed our Strib 103B. And our EBR 105 is trying to get a shot on him. Now, the question is, where is that AMX-13105 headed? He might be coming for Beerwalla. So he's getting ready to set up a shotgun just in case the AMX-13105 comes around that corner. EBR's holding back at the moment. He's going over the top. Okay, we're turning. We're in cover. There he is. Lined up. Rounds out. Yes! Kill shot! Right up his rear. He did get spotted, but it doesn't matter because the enemy took the hit. And he took it right up his exhaust pipe. Yes, he definitely had a prostate exam out of that one. Okay, there's only 3 enemies left. 2 of them in the town center near the cap area. And we just lost our Kampfpanzer C7VE. And again, he's doing this shoot and scoot thing. I just have to keep repeating to Beerwalla, if you do shoot and scoot, it means we can't do videos for you. Okay, T110E4, it's a one-shot, a splash kill. If we can get a shell near him, it should be enough to take him out of the game. We get a direct hit, and he gets a direct hit and takes him out. That means there's 2 left on either team. But we've only got, we've only got a few rounds left. 9 rounds of the stun HE. Now he needs to get height really more than anything and change position. The EBR just killed the Progetto 65, and that means the T57 Heavy is still in the cap area at the moment, and he's fairly healthy. Well, 1/3 of his hit points left. We just need to get to a position where we can shoot. The best thing I think at the moment is head towards the enemy cap area, and if the EBR can keep resetting him, we can win by capping. And the T57 would have to leave his cap area in order to get us. Beerwalla's making a frantic quick drive. This Arty does 50 kilometers an hour because it's based on a heavy tank. It weighs 62 tons in weight, so it's quite heavy. That's why you don't want to ram an Object 261. Now we need the EBR to get that reset. If he can get the reset and we get into the cap, he's going to get a defender at the moment. We push the wreck of the Batchat out of the way. Now we need to get into the cap. We can get a shot. He's spotting for us. We just need to get to a position now. Stop here. Okay, there's the target. Put the shell on the target. He's left the cap. He's leaving the cap area. Now, is he going after the EBR? We're capping. What's he going to do? Rounds out. Looks good. Direct hit on his engine deck. Makes him a one shot for the EBR. Now, he's chasing the EBR. EBR's got to stay alive and make that T-57 heavy work. If he can keep him chasing. Oh, he got the kill, and that wins the game. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a first-class tank for Beerwalla in the Object 261. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8, and he got a fighter badge as well for getting at least 4 kills, and he did get 4 exactly in this game, a high-scoring game. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in this game was actually earned by the T110E4 on the enemy team. He managed to get a kill on that guy. We didn't actually see the kill. Well, we saw the figures come up showing that he killed him, but it was 5,963 hit points. I suspect that he actually did get a direct hit on that E4 because he wasn't very confident and he kept to be moving about the same spot. The second highest damage in the game turned out to be the T-57 Heavy, the last enemy alive before he was killed. 4,417 hit points of damage. A nice shot onto the engine deck made that guy vulnerable to the EBR, and I think the EBR knew that if he could get a direct hit with his 105mm, he could take that guy out, even though the T-57 Heavy had a 120mm autoloader to unload on him. And the third highest damage in the game turned out to be the Panhard EBR 105 on our team, 4,155 hit points. Beerwalla managed to get 2,738 hit points of damage, which means there was only 3 enemy tanks on the enemy team that managed to get more than him, and 2 on his own team, which puts him in 6th place when it comes to damage. When it came to kills, though, he was right at the top. Highest number of kills, 4 kills to Beerwalla. 2 kills went to the EBR 105, the IS-7 on his own team, and on the enemy team, their T-57 Heavy, their Viz-55, their Batchat 25 ton, the Progetto 65, and the Cranbarn all managed 2 kills apiece. When it came to base XP, though, it was the EBR 105 did the best with 985, and the IS-7 managed 910, and then we've got Beerwalla with 888 in that game. He fired 12 rounds, so he still had 8 rounds spare at the end of the game. The Object 261 doesn't carry a huge amount of ammunition. It really should, actually, to be honest, because it's a heavy tank. It would have had support vehicles anyway to carry extra rounds, but they've really they've handicapped the Object 261 deliberately because it is such a good arty. 6 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, 11 splash, damage of 2,738 hit points, of which 2,132 were at more than 300 meters. I think the close range shot was on the AMX 13105, the one that went straight up his exhaust pipe, because that was over 600 hit points with 1 shot, and I suspect that was the penetrating shot of the game for him. Yes, it was. There you go. Right up his rear, and he just didn't know what happened to him. Well, he noticed the 261 sitting behind him after he'd been hit, so it was too late for him to do anything about it. He also got 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 2,059 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. He also got 40 capture points because he was in the cap for a while, and I thought for a moment he was actually going to get the reset himself by taking on that T-57 Heavy from a long way away, but the T-57 left the cap area before anyone could actually get a shot on him, which was a pity because it would have been nice seeing somebody get a defender medal out of that one. It was also a good decision by Beerwalla to head straight for the enemy cap and put him in the dilemma that if he stayed in the cap area, in his own cap area to try and cap out, the EBR would get the reset, and then of course he'd have to rush and get back to his own cap area to stop Beerwalla from winning the game. And if he did leave the cap area and go after the EBR, there was always a good chance the EBR would get him, and that's exactly what happened. On a premium count, he actually made a profit out of that game, 2,630 hit points, credits rather, I should say, not hit points. And he also picked up 1,332 experience points as well. He said it was a real fun game in the Object 261. Yeah, try to think about what it's like for the viewer. I mean, it was fun for you, but you keep switching views all the time. It's very difficult for a person who's watching the replay again on video to follow what you're doing, because you're quickly switching from one view to the next, and it's not much that you can follow. It's very difficult to actually see how you're actually playing it. But anyway, there is a second replay, so let's see how Beerwalla deals in that one. The second replay is on the Ghost Town map, and we're on the South Spawn. Game on. Well, rather nicely there, you can see that Beerwalla backed up to allow the Strip 103B to get past him and up onto the hill. It's always a good move, actually, for an Arty to back up rather than push forward, unless, of course, their firing position is forward of their actual position. But the reason I'd say it's a good idea is because you cause less of a traffic jam if you are going towards the back of the edge of the map rather than going forward. Because most drivers and players will actually move forwards. Okay, this is a good move as well. Aiming ahead of the teammate that's actually gone into the bushes, the CS63. He's going to spot the enemy at his reasonable spotting distance, and he's found one. There we go, an Object 430U, rounds out. Got a near miss, but he's picking up hit points and stun assist. Yes, a lot. That enemy Object 430U, he really did suffer from that, because loads of stun assist, 915, that's very worthwhile. And now we've got an enemy tank, it's FB215B, that's the British heavy tank, the premium one. Now he's decided not to go for it, but there is an IS-7, he can hit that one, rounds out. Oh, we walked into that. Walked right into it, took the round, and he's got more stun assist. Now, just noticed a Batchat 25 ton rushing across that east side of the battlefield, and he's likely to get into a lot of trouble. He's still spotted. He doesn't realize that we've got a CS63 out there who's watching him, and he's not doing anything, but we're about to shoot into that area. Rounds out. That must have been close. That Batchat at this moment is probably suffering from hit point loss. The IS-7 and the FB215B are hugging the buildings there because they took so much damage. The standard reload time is 30.68 by the book, but of course we can see that the actual reload time that Beerwalla's got is about 26 seconds. Got a direct hit there on the 121B. 134 from the hit, but 490 stun assist. And look at this, we've now got a Panzerkampfwagen 7 appeared on the corner, way down past the center of the map area. Can you get a shot? Lined up, rounds out. Directly on the front plate, he got 139 from that, but he also got stun assist. I think we've actually got very good positioning on the east side of the map. Not so much on the west side of the map, but you can see where that shell impacted on the lower plate. And if we put another one in there, that's certainly going to inhibit. It's not a Panzerkampfwagen 7, it's actually a VK7201. Rounds out. Well, he fired blind, but he still stunned the VK. Of course, the VK7201 is the 72-ton tank that was proposed as an alternative after they cancelled the Lerva. They were still trying to put forward a rear-mounted turret. Okay, T-57. If he keeps doing that, he's going to get hit. Rounds out. Direct hit. Right on the money. 298. He's pulled back. He didn't like that. And, ooh. That was the Panzerkampfwagen, or Kampfpanzer 7. He's sitting on that corner. There's a lot of tanks on that corner. That's why it's so loud. Okay, what's next? Kampfpanzer? Yes. Unfortunately, it hits the rubble instead. Now, you might want to change position here, and there's a T110E4 right up the other end of the map. And it looks like they lost their Batchat 25 ton and their 430U. And the enemy Arty's just been spotted. rush up the other end of the map. Now he's making a quick run for the dip. Meanwhile, we're going back to this Kampfpanzer 7. Direct hit. 126. We're trying to fend off this attack on our cap area. Meanwhile, our guys are making ingrounds at the other end of the map. And the way it's going, actually, it does look as if they're battering themselves to death on a wall of tanks at our end. Okay, we can get a shot on this one, or the T-57. T-57 would be a better shot. Get stun on both. That's it. He hit both tanks there with the same shot. The T-57's backing off because he didn't like that. The Kampfpanzer did manage to make his way through. We've lost another tank, but the enemy just lost their Kampfpanzer 7. It's all going on at the other end. Now we've got the 261. He just fired. We're about loaded. Rounds out. Oh, it would have been a direct hit and possibly a kill, but he went down instead to the CS-63. It's pandemonium at this end. We're 2 up on the enemy. Their attack has failed, and they're now being pushed back. There's still an E4 up the other end of the map fighting against the Progetto 65, but we've lost sight of the E4. Our guys are busily defending the heights over our cap area to stop the Progetto 65, but I think those guys have actually headed back to their own cap area. And in the meantime, we've got this guy here in the BZ-75 who's holding back the horde of enemy tanks that we were fighting before. That's the E4 at the other end of the map, lining up a shot on his path. Rounds out. Oh, he just got tracked. Well, it was close, and it may have stunned the guy, but unfortunately he did get tracked just before our shell arrived. He wasn't marked the target, and that's why our teammate didn't know that he should just let the guy move back into the shell. It's a fast and furious battle again. Beerwalla is, well, he's trying very hard. Okay, it looks like our Batchat's in trouble. And we put a round in on the FB215B, but our Batchat is suffering. But he does get the kill shot on the FB215B. In fact, actually, it was the BZ-75 who got the kill in the end. We're looking back. There's the T-57 Heavy. He just took out our Batchat. We're almost ready to shoot. T-57 Heavy just took a round from our Arty. Rounds out. No, just went past him. It went long. We're 1 tank up on the enemy. We lost the Progetto at the other end of the map. But the enemy just lost their T-57 Heavy to our Batchat 155-58. Okay, there's that BK again, the 7201K. We've hit him several times before. And he's trying to tell the guy, stop the advance, because we can hit him from behind. And in fact, actually, he just got a lovely shot into the guy. But unfortunately, the BK got the kill on the BZ-75. And then he got taken out by the 121B. So there's only 3 enemy tanks left in this game. A Progetto 65, a Bosch B, and that T110E4. But the E4 is very badly wounded. The other 2 were seen on the west side of the map. We've got nobody covering the hill now. Everybody's come down from the hill. They're all going up the east side of the map. The Leopard's sitting on the corner, just in case. We're going to try and get as close as we can, because we want to try and get shots on the E4 to see if we can take him out. If we can't get the E4, we can certainly hit the Progetto 65 and the Bosch B. Go around the corner. Yep, lovely. Keep cover. Get as close as we possibly can. Okay, staying here for the moment, but we've got the 121B near us. We don't know where the E4 is, but I suspect that he's so badly damaged, he needs the cover from the others, and that's why he'll stick around this area. Stick up the north end of the map. Beerwalla's decided to actually reposition to the end of this block of trees. 121 going up to have a quick search in the bushes. Okay. I suspect the E4 might be in that little gully there behind the 261. The 121B is not likely to spot him from that position, but he might be able to get over to the east side of the map, go up the east side, get to the rock at B0, and then spot to see if the E4 is in the general vicinity. Then he can move closer to the enemy cap area and generally see where everyone is. Well, the 121's making his way in fairly quickly, directly as well. He's not bothering to go up to the rock. That could be dangerous for him. We're looking around the area where the E4 was last seen. Change of position again to get a better angle. Leopard making his way up as well. If the enemy is up on the hill, they're going to see the Leopard. They're going to be able to get shots on him. Meanwhile, we're moving to a position where we're closer. This is what I wanted them to do earlier. I think if he'd gone up into the corner, he could hit the enemy from the side, and there's no protection. We got spotted. Somebody saw us. Oh, he just wiped out the E4. It was ahead of us. Let's see that again, because it was rather sudden that he saw the E4. Okay, went round the corner. Sixth sense went off. They thought he was up here. He fired a snap in there, and yet the E4 was sitting in the bushes. I'm amazed he managed to get that. I'm not sure. He wasn't spotted. The E4 wasn't spotted, but he fired a snap in there, and it went straight to the E4. But he's actually done his teammates a major service here, because now the E4's out the way. They're not going to get an ambush until they get to the top of the hill if they suddenly discover the enemy there. But the good news is, and look at that, there he is. There's the wreck. The good news is that he can now provide support from a safe corner of the map, because the enemy's not going to be over here. Although the enemy does know he's in this area. There's the Progetto. Now, has he got a shot? Not from this angle. Not easy. He just got hit by the Batchat. So the Batchat does have an angle. He can keep pumping the rounds onto the Progettos. Our guys have got the heights now. Now, I have the feeling that the E4 only spotted him because he was actually very close to Beerwalla at the time. And now he's got a shot. Rounds out. Yes! A direct hit for 302. He's stunned. The Leopard's come down. He's decided to go at it at close range. Good decision. Progetto's damaged, but of course he's got that auto reloader. They're not up the other end. The Striv 103B is watching that end. The Forsch is probably trying to cover the Progetto. We can't see them now. Not in that corner. Oh, we found him. Rounds out. Yes! Good direct hit. The Leopard's now going to work. He should be able to... Well, the Progetto's unloading his clip on the Leopard, but he failed to get the kill shot. And that means now with the 2-minute warning, the 121's gone out to the west side of the map to find the Forsch. Everybody's now hunting that Forsch, and I hope that Beerwalla will go for the cap and try and put pressure on the enemy. Watch out, there's a little drop there. Oh, he's managed to avoid it. Good. So many people go over that drop and they actually lose quite a lot of hit points in the process. Leopards come toward us to actually cap with us. That will put the pressure on the Forsch to appear. He might be in the northwest corner of the map. Okay, we're using the cover of the rock. We're going to cap fast. If he's up this end, the Striv will see him. but he's not here. I think he's in northwest corner, and we're capping out pretty quickly. The bat chat's joining us. It's 3 in the cap now. They have to, that Foch has to come abound. If he doesn't, he's going to lose this very quickly. Rounds out. Nope. And that's it. We've capped out to win. Here's the end of battle stats. That was an ace tanker game for Beerwalla in the Object 261. And it was a much better video to watch in that one. Much better replay because he wasn't switching backwards and forwards on his view. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He got 10. He got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And on top of all that, he did get 1 kill, the E4, with a snapshot. And that, I think, was the shot that changed the battle. Because if they didn't know where that E4 was, he could have ambushed our guys as they were going up the hill. And that would have been deadly to us in the end. I think we might have lost the game, or at least we might have lost and got a draw instead. So, great game there for Beerwalla. Let's have a look at team score. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the VK7201K, who I kept on misidentifying as a Panzerkampfwagen Siegen. It was the 7201K. 5,142 hit points went to him. 4,786 went to our bat chat. And the third highest was the Progetto on our team with 3,683 hit points of damage. We can see that Beerwalla got 2,602 hit points of damage, which means he was beaten by 4 players on the enemy team, and he was also beaten by 4 players on our own team, which means he's in 9th place when it comes to damage. When it came to kills, it was shared between the 121, the Leopard, the Progetto, the CS63, all had 2 kills, so did the VK7201K and their FB215B. And when it came to Beerwalla, he only got the 1 kill, but it was the most important one, that E4. When it came to base XP, it was Beerwalla. Yes, he got that one. 1,052. He's the only player to get over 1,000 base in that game. 885 went to the Batchat 25 ton, and 828 went to the Leopard, who was very brave to take on that Progetto, because he knew he was going to get clipped by the Progetto because he had 4 shells ready to fire. But the thing is, when it came down to in the end, the Leopard did have the help of Beerwalla, because 2 hits on that Progetto made the Progetto very vulnerable. And of course, in the end, the Leopard only needed to fire 2 shots to take down that Progetto instead of having to take 3 or 4 shots and get killed in the process. So very good game there. Let's have a look at detail. 19 shots fired. He only had 1 round spare at the end of the game, and that's why he actually fired that last round, because he just didn't know where the enemy was. He might as well fire it at the place where he expected the enemy to be. But I think that enemy was actually in the northwest corner of the map. That's why we couldn't find him. It's the only corner of the map we didn't search, and I think that's why he was hiding around there. He got 9 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrating shots, but 18 splash, damage of 2,602 hit points, of which 2,472 were at more than 300 meters. So it was the E4 was the closest shot that was 200 meters away, or 300 meters, just under 300 meters away. But he got 200 hit points out of that one and finished off the E4. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, and he also got 4,227 hit points of stun assist of 17 stuns. He also got 33 capture points while he was in the cap as well. On a premium count, he earned 69,430 credits profit, and he also got 3,156 experience points as well. So a very good game to finish that one off. Much better than the other one, although the other one was exciting in the fact that it was 2 against 1 at the end. And of course, the enemy was capping. And of course, he did have some exciting moments. But I would just say to Beerwalla, please don't. I know you want to shoot and scoot to avoid counter battery. But in that particular game, shooting and scooting actually denied us the pleasure of actually seeing that E4 taken out when he was hiding on top of the concrete complex. And you also missed out on some lovely shots. Like we didn't actually see the T110E3 getting. T110E3, no, the AMX 13105 getting shot right up the rear, because you were in overhead mode at the time, But if you'd actually been in battle assistant, I think we would have seen the shell go right up his rear. And of course, it was difficult to follow, but I think we can excuse you because it was a really good second game. If you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.